So today we're going to be comparing two designer fragrances. We have Dolce Gabbana the One EDP and we've got CK1 Shock. Both of these are somewhat similar. They're in a similar scent category, so I want to go ahead and compare the two right now. Now if you look at the note breakdown for these, they do look similar, but they do smell quite different. Starting off with CK1 Shock, it opens up right away with that tobacco. It's like this red pipe tobacco smell, very authentic. It doesn't really come across too synthetic or anything like that, despite this being a relatively cheap fragrance. And you do get quite a bit of tobacco in the opening of Dolce Gabbana the One as well. However, what separates these two is mainly the patchouli in CK1 Shock and the amber in Dolce Gabbana the One. In CK1 Shock, there is a very prominent patchouli note pretty much right off the bat along with that tobacco, whereas with Dolce Gabbana the One, the amber is a lot more prominent as well. Amber is in CK1 Shock, but it really doesn't come through quite as much like it does in Dolce Gabbana the One to my nose. The tobacco in the One is also a little bit more subdued, and you do get some ginger in this one as well. So right off the bat, that's what differentiates these two, is again the strong patchouli in CK1 Shock and the amped up amber and that spice from the ginger in Dolce Gabbana the One. To me, I see Dolce Gabbana the One as more of a date night out type of scent, whereas I see CK1 Shock for maybe a little bit more of louder situations. I wouldn't use this one as much on a date because the tobacco in this one is a little bit stronger. It's more subdued in the One. It's blended in there a little bit more along with the other notes that make this one very much a close encounter smelling fragrance, but this one, I really see this one being more for louder situations. Now talking about performance, I personally get better performance from the One. I'm one of those people that get like 8 hours consistently with Dolce Gabbana the One EDP. I know people complain and say it lasts like 4 to 5 hours. I personally get like 8 hours every time I wear it, and I wear it a lot. And so I really have no complaints at all with the performance of the One. CK Shock, on the other hand, I really don't get that good of performance. I get around 4 to 5, sometimes 6 hours if it's pushing it. But because I like the fragrance, I'm not too worried about going with a few extra sprays and, you know, spraying myself down with it, because it is relatively inexpensive. This is the 100 ml bottle that I got for like $20, but I'm pretty sure if you go online, you can get the 200 ml for like $20. So really, it's a no-brainer at that price. Just pick up a bottle and just load it down and you'll be fine. Now as far as projection goes with the One, again, I get pretty good projection. I've gotten tons of compliments with the One. Like I said in my fall list video, there was a point last year where I wore this for like a week straight, maybe even longer, just because I really wasn't feeling like wearing anything else. So I just wore this for like a week straight and it got me tons of compliments, and I just went with like 2 or 3 sprays. So this one does project well and it does last good on my skin, so there's no complaints with this one. With CK Shock, it does sit a little bit closer to my skin. Not too bad, it's not quite a skin scent, but it does sit a little bit closer. And combining that with the longevity, this one I would say performs about on the lower end of average. And with the One, on my skin anyways, it performs above average. This really, you know, I have no issues with this one. Now talking about price point, CK1 Shock is obviously cheaper at around like $20 for, I think, the 200 ml. I'm pretty sure I've seen it, but if not, it's definitely $20 for the 100 ml. And with the One, it's like $50 for the 100 ml. And that's not a bad price either. This is probably the moderate range for designers, discounted price around the $50 range. And it's worth every penny in my opinion. I'm actually going to pick up the 5-ounce bottle of this one here soon, because I am getting down there, and you can get the 5-ounce for around $70, $75, something like that. So it's definitely worth the price in my opinion. Now if I had to pick which one I prefer, for me it would definitely be the One, for a few reasons, one of which being I just like the overall scent of this one a little bit better. It's a little bit more well-rounded in my opinion. It's blended great, and there's just something about this fragrance that is just such a timeless fragrance. I've worn it so much. I've worn it a lot on dates. It's done great. I've worn it a lot just going wherever, and it's done great. And of course the performance, it does perform a lot better on me than CK1 Shock, so that is a plus. And finally, it's just one of those fragrances that has a lot of sentimental value to me. It's one that I've made a lot of memories with. I've had a lot of fun times with. I've just worn it a lot. It's a fragrance that was love at first sniff for me. It was one that really blew me away when I first got it, because this is one of my first heavier, sweeter fragrances I bought, because when I started out, I was mainly buying fresh fragrances. This one was obviously sweeter fragrance, and it really just blew me away. So overall, this one would be my winner if I had to pick, but both of them are great scents. You really can't go wrong with any of them. So guys, that's gonna do it for this video. That is my comparison between the One and CK1 Shock. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. Also don't forget to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss when I post, because I am dropping content almost every day for you guys. So it's the least you could do, just hit that subscribe button. So that's gonna do it for this video, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.